would use to describe my experience at SHU this year would probably be opportunity.
One word to describe this year: tornado.
If I had to pick one word to describe my experience here, it would be different, because it's definitely a lot different than I thought it would be.
Transition from being home to here, I would say like my independence hasn't really changed much. I was pretty independent at home with like a lot of responsibility, so here I didn't really feel much of a change.
My transition from being dependent to independent was relatively smooth, because I already knew how to like do laundry and cook like types of food, so I could do it on my own.
It definitely was a transition because I was very dependent on my parents. They did everything for me, but I now know how to do laundry. So
Transition from dependent to independent wasn't as bad as I thought, because I already knew how to do laundry. Already kind of had a pretty good work ethic to do on my own, but definitely living out of my house was tough.
I would say that my friends at home and I have a different relationship than my friends here, only because we're living with these people, and it's more than just seeing these people every day in classes and like hanging out with them on weekends. It's like you're seeing them all the time, doing everything together because you're all in the same position. At home, I feel like everyone kind of had their own way of doing things and then would come together randomly. It's totally different in my opinion.
Not really. I guess my relationships are a little bit different. Only because my friends at school, I've only known for like a year, and then the friends at home, I've known since I was like in kindergarten. So I guess those relationships are just a little bit different.
I basically do the same thing with everyone. They're all like close now because when you live with people like every day.
Friendships I've made here are definitely a lot more genuine than they were in high school. People here seem to like actually know who they are and like don't act like fake around everybody, so they're definitely a lot nicer here.
Since August, I guess you could say I feel a little bit better with academics, only because coming into school, like, you have no idea what it's like going to be like going from high school to college. And then I guess maybe you could say I'm a little more confident in like things that I believe, only because you're on your own here, and well, for the first bit at least. And then you kind of have to figure out your own way and like how you want to do things, like making your next 4 years like the best they can be.
I think I have a harder work ethic now than I did when I transferred into school.
Yeah, I'm a different person now than I was in August because I like now know how to like make food. I can do some laundry. I've learned like harder work ethic. And like I'm not dependent anymore, so like I'm independent. So that's like changed like my attitude towards things.
Compared to August, I'd say I'm a bit more confident in my schoolwork. I have a lot stronger friendships and a bit of a tougher work ethic.
I don't really think there's anything that I haven't mastered yet being here that I should have. I feel like things that would revolve around or like in the future by like my junior or senior year maybe.
The one thing that I should have mastered by now is time management, because sometimes I think I have more time to do things when I really don't.
Definitely a sleep schedule. I'm still working on that, and getting used to having like neighbors and like people in the hallway, and yeah.
I guess you could say I'm only disappointed in the fact that I thought I would come here and like friendships would click much faster than they did. I mean, obviously I was really close with my roommates for the first semester because everyone's in the same boat, but I feel like my most important friendships I've made like were second semester, and I feel like everything off of that is gonna come next year. So I guess we still have to figure all that out.
There was nothing I was really disappointed about this first year. The social life could have been a little bit better than it was.
Yeah, more social life. It's very dry around here. Not a lot to do. I really didn't, like, there's nothing walking distance, so you gotta spend a lot of money. So I was disappointed about that.
I tried to come in with low expectations, so I didn't have too much of a disappointment, and that definitely helped. But no, I think everything here for a freshman year is as good as it could have been anywhere else.
If I had to choose all over again, I could still see myself here. Like regardless of like any doubts I had like throughout this year, I still think that I would pick SHU.
If I could do it all over again, I still would have picked here because I like the friends that I have now and I like the program that I'm in for school.
If I could choose all over again, I definitely would have made sure I made the friendships that I have now at the beginning of the year, rather than finding them towards the end of the year. But other than that, I think